Chatelet brothers. I'm here at a potential job site. I got this fucking massive fucking beast here, leaning over the house. It's massive. The guy doesn't really care about the cabin, but he only wanted to pay $250 or $200 to get it done. Just gonna back up to give you a bigger view. I said $1,000. Look at it. Look at that shit. Okay, so this is why this job is hard. All those branches lean over the house, and they look thin from here, but they're not. We're gonna get a bit closer and I'll show you what I mean. Now, my original plan was to stand on the roof, use my pole saw, cut that guy down, and make a brush pile on the roof along the edge and along the other edge and along the corner, so that anything that fell would hit it. Now, the problem with my plan is that the only limbs I'd be able to reach for the brush pile are possibly those thin ones over there, and my saw doesn't really reach that high, and also the wood is too thick. So that worries me. I can't cut through that with a pole saw, and that limb, I can't even really cut through it with my climbing chainsaw because it's too thick. That over there where I'm pointing, that's around 16 inches thick, and I have a 14-inch bar. So I could probably cut it around there with my saw, realistically. And I would have to climb up there to do it, which is, it's really sketchy. I have to tie in up there and then limb walk up. It would suck. It could be doable, but we'll see. Then there's these thick ones over here, and man, this one too is very thick, and even that little one, that's probably the max I could do with my climbing saw. And you know, I could cut that one off, but they'd all fall on the roof, and I have to make them fall gently on the brush pile. And then there's that other one. It's about 12 inches thick. And then this guy here, in case you can't see, it's about 20 inches. It's almost 2 feet. And the trunk is a good 2 feet thick. So, you know, I have big hands. You know, it's quite big. Like, quite. So, the other thing that makes this complicated, this is leaning away from the house, even though all those branches are above it. And then there's this motherfucker at the top. That's the worst part. It's leaning over the house, and it's a pain to get that high. And also, that branch is very thick. At the top, it's about 16 inches thick on the right hand side, and on the left hand side it's around 12 inches thick. And again, you know, my little saw, it's a 14-inch bar, and it's not like it's a bad saw, it's the best saw they make for that, but the tree is too thick up there. So that means that I have to take the fucking big saw up in the tree, Faith, which fucking sucks, man. And I have to take it up in the tree either way. So my plan, if I do this job, I'm still figuring out how to get rid of all this properly, but I have a feeling that this is going to be a rigging job, and I might do something like that. Yeah, I think that's the best way. I think that branch there, I'll cut it just to get it out of the way, but I don't even have to, but I will, yeah. So I would walk up this thing, go to the very end, right there in that V, and I'd stand there, and then I'd cut this part off, get that out of the way. Then, what I would do, I would come back here, so that part would be done, but you can't really see. There's that whole mess in there that needs to be dropped, and if I cut this guy from right there, then I can drop it without hitting anything. Or, you know, from a bit higher up to control the angle. Now, it's fucking risky though. And I should get rid of this guy first, because he's thick. But it's going to be hard to make him fall in the way that I want. So what I'm going to probably try to do, I'm going to probably get rid of those by pulling them this way. You know, this one should be relatively easy. There's not that much danger of it falling on the neighbor's house, but there's still danger. You know, I should cut it from high up, which I could do. I could cut it from in there. That's not a big deal. Actually, yeah, I was thinking of tying a rope, but yeah, so probably I'd climb up in there, go along that lower branch until the very end, and then cut that part off, and then walk back, cut this guy off right there, and leave myself something to hang on. So that way there's this lower branch left up to there, and there's this one left up to there, and I have to get rid of that one that goes up. So that's kind of a tricky one, but it has that V over there, but I could probably make it fall right next to the house without damaging anything. That piece would definitely hit the house, but I'm not fucking climbing up there, it's too thin. And then, so, okay, so I have that pretty much taken care of. And then again, I'm left with my little V over there, and I leave it so I can walk around on it and shit, and so I can tie into it. It helps, because when I trim stuff and when I take stuff down, it helps to leave little nubbies to fucking tie my rope to. So now the fucking problem I face is this guy here. Now I'm gonna have to get a rope up into it and see how it reacts, and really fucking yank that fucker. And probably ground level now. There's a tree there. There's a tree there. And there's another one there. I'm probably going to have to tie something there with a pulley and anchor that. But it's around, I don't know, it's around 60 feet away. So, and that is around 50 feet high. So I'm gonna need a lot of rope. I'm gonna need a lot more rope than I have. And rope is over $1 a foot. It's around $1.50 a foot for the type of like rigging rope that I need. And climbing rope is a little bit less, you know, it's a little over $1 a foot. And so the whole problem now is that this fucking thing right here, see how it wants to go? It's got this bend, and I'm right underneath the roof here. So the plan is to make it fall without hitting the roof. So ideally, I have to drop that part that way, because that's gonna fall on the roof, like for fucking sure. But to get to that part is gonna be fucking tricky. And then after I get rid of that, I can cut that up top with the big saw. It's going out of focus, sorry there. But yeah, I can cut it around there with the big saw, leaving myself a step, and then it'll fall down and it won't clear, and it'll clear the roof, I should say. Now, here's the big problem, as if that wasn't bad enough. The big problem is that fucking thing. Again, everything's thick up there. So this tree leans away from the direction that I want it to go. And not only is it too thick up there to cut with my little saw, the way it wants to fall is right on the fucking house. And you know, the tip of the crown, I don't really care. It's actually good. It's good to leave it on because it slows the descent. But that's not the part that wants to hit the house. The part that wants to hit the house is the thick part of every branch. And you can make notches. So the wider, like a little notch, well, I should use my other hand. So if there's a little notch like this in the tree on the side you want it to fall, when you make the back cut, the notch closes and the tree goes like this and the notch closes and then it falls like this. Now, if you make a really wide notch and you cut it in the back, the tree closes, it closes and it falls in on itself and it falls straight down. Now, what it does after it goes straight down, it can fucking, you know, it's anybody's fucking guess. It depends on how it's weighted and a whole bunch of other shit, how you made the cut. So the point is, even if I make these guys go straight down with a really like open face notch, like there's still a chance the fucking trunk could fucking bounce and hit the house, or like, you know, do something. And the other thing too is those are like really big limbs to fucking cut from that high up. It could be done though, you know, I could do it. And you know, this one on the left, that's probably the lesser of the two. But yeah, they're fucking bad. So plan B, either way I have to throw a rope up in there or up in there. Either one. And that's going to be my climbing line. So however I climb the tree, whether I go up through here and then through here and then there and there, or if I climb just up the backside, like my main tie-in point has to be either there or there. Ideally, the higher the better, but the bottom crotch is thicker, so it should be safer. The top one should be safe, but again, safe is a very relative term when you're looking at something like this. So anyway, the customer's here. I'm just going to talk to him and explain to him my train of thought. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Alright, well, I took the job. I did half of it today. Took down everything that was leaning over the house. Down there. Anyway, I put it back there. So that shit, all this shit at the front of the video. So I gotta come back next week and do that. Over there where the person is, there's also a tree that I took down. It was a big sucker, maybe 60 feet tall. It's gonna get shot. I'll show you guys. So that's what it looks like back there. A little firewood. That's where I put everything. Boom, boom, boom. It was kind of a pain, but it's done. Cleanup's a pain. So this is where this guy fell. Went down right here, like a pencil in a pencil box. And I'll see you guys next week.